So my very, very dear souls, try to wake up now. We had been deep slumber since ages and ages. And somebody had been ruling upon us. We are now to come out of this tragedy. And that tragedy may be changed into comedy, that we may not suffer anymore. Mind has got no understanding, no feeling. It is only just going along with the outer impressions. As when we are born under this impression from the very beginning that we have been able to see this world and something of this world. And we have adapted our life in this lifestyle, that there are worries, there are problems, there are sufferings, and life is like that. Okay, my dear sisters and brothers, or rather I should say you souls, but I had called you brothers and sisters due to the reason that you are now today in a mood of going. I think everybody has packed up their cars, something like that, that after the satsang they will be given prasad and they will be going. And therefore you have packed up everything. From yesterday or from day before yesterday also, you are feeling like winding up these things. That you are not to leave anything behind which you need, you may not miss, and where you are to go, all arrangements are there with you, how to go, where to go, and that you may feel comfortable over there. This is, my dear, what is required. That physically in this world, we have planning of whole of the life, of the physical body. It may remain with us for 1 day or 2 days or 10 days or 100 years or 200 years. It has to be no more after some time. But we are having life eternal, and for that we have not prepared ourselves. As this life of the human body is only meant for this purpose, that, my dear, you are to realize yourself, and you have to know what you are and what you need and where you will be comfortable. This misunderstanding that we are bodies and our body is only important, we are nothing else than body. This misunderstanding, generally we see that the people are dying and the people behind which are of the family members, they generally say that he has gone. And this is dead body of the person. He has gone. And that person who is dying also says, please forgive any of my sins or hard or bad actions to you, and I am going, I am leaving. This truth appears for some time only, not for a long time. And again it is covered up that this has died and that we are bodies, we are not souls, and that we are to live forever over here, we are never to die. Even if there is sometimes some idea that we are to die, we just neglect it. It is nothing, it is not a good idea. Leave it. Think only of life, of living only. Don't think of death. But this idea which we had made in ourselves, that can be only for our consolation, but it will not happen. It will happen what is to happen. And if we do not understand it, realize it, and arrange accordingly, at some time we will be in trouble. Death is not something hard. It is really our best friend. That when we are in some kind of tragedy, problems, and suffering, that we are in incurable state, there is no remedy for it, then we will like to kill ourselves. And in the end of our age, in the old age, all the old people do not feel like living. They are in such a tragic condition. Everything in this world they feel it is very hard, very hard, very hard. Because everything has gone so weak, so weak, so weak in the body, that body itself is saying, I cannot live anymore. It is impossible for me. I cannot open the eyes. I cannot move my hand. I cannot get up from my bed. I cannot digest anything. I have lost my teeth. I lost my hearing power. I lost my eyesight. And I am having so much disease. I cannot live. And then our friend comes and ends our suffering. Everybody waits for that friend because there is no other remedy, there is no other alternative where we may hope. Death is the only hope. The old person who is diseased also asks for this gift from God, and those people who are attending that person and are responsible for that person also pray to God, my dear, we cannot see this suffering person, and we also cannot bear any more or what we have been suffering due to him or her, and that now please release us of this great trouble, and that this person may be released and we may also get released. This is the prayer of all the persons. That what they ask for, some thing or some body which is there to help us, and there is no help anywhere. This is the helping factor. So death is not something which has been created by God, that it is something dangerous for us. Everything God has created for us is useful. But we have not been able to use the understanding which has been given to us by God, and we are misguided by misguiding agencies. And that I had been shouting, crying upon you, please, please, please understand, please understand, please understand what is there that you are and what you can do, what is in your favor, and come out of this darkness of ignorance and shine in light of knowledge and wisdom, where everything is crystal clear. What is happening, what will happen, what are the causes, what are the agencies which are working in the system, and how you can control them, and how you can get rid of every kind of problem, and you can solve everything which is the world is suffering for that, and you are only free and to enjoy that life which you are to find after death, that you have to find over here. That one dies, what happens? One leaves the physical body, and that person is called then dead. And what happens to that person, where it goes, that person who dies doesn't have to know. And those people who are left behind also do not know. And the people are having some different kinds of phenomena. Some say there is nothing after death. Some say there is no health, there is only wonderful existence over there. Some say that we have got our karmas, and according to our karmas, then we have to bear the consequences for good or bad karmas. And some spiritual people say that there is no reincarnation because we are not to be incarnated again, because what was the purpose of our incarnation, that has been solved, that has gone away. The simple phenomena is there that as long as the child is not back home, it will be wandering somewhere. At some place, at other place, 1 day or 2 days or 3 days or 1 week or 2 weeks, here and there, here and there, here and there. No place is there which can accommodate that person, which belong to him. Anywhere he goes, any person, any family may take that child in sympathy for 1 day or 2 days. But it will not also be suitable for him, and they will also not be able to keep that child for more time, and he will have to go to other place. This is the transmigration system, that we have been given one body, and that body deteriorates and is not able to keep us, and then we have to shift to the other one. That one, new one body is coming to us, we enjoy it or we avail it, and after some time it is also gone, wreck, gone useless. It is also not able to keep us, then we have to shift it further. That bodies are given to us, they remain for some time with us, and then they are deteriorated and totally out of order, and then where we are to live, in some new place. That is the transmigration of all those, and for those who have not found their eternal home, where they are to be adjusted permanently. That home is permanent, eternal, and we are also as soul eternal, and we belong to that place where we are befitted properly, and that place will also keep us forever, and we will also be fitted over there and be nicely accommodated. We will not feel any difficulty or problem of shifting that place. We will enjoy it. And that solves the problem of transmigration. But for those people who have not found the home, this process will continue. So there is nothing a problem if there is transmigration of soul, of it is no transmigration. This is the theory which is underlying it. And that the death which we are calling, that is a natural phenomena. If birth of child is phenomena, it is to occur. It is not something to be sad about it. If we are grown up, it is not also something sad phenomena in any way. We have to go along. If we are sometimes diseased, then it is a warning to us that you are somewhere wrong. Something is not in proper order, and that you should try to make the things in proper order. And that is very good, that if you are missing the sun is not there, then you are feeling hard, because the sun is there very much important in your life. If you have not sun, you will not be able to live. So absence of sun is already warning you that you need sun permanently. In the same way, if there are some problems and difficulties and sufferings, it gives us a warning. There is something missing in you, that you are suffering. Even feeling of hunger, feeling of thirst, or feeling of hot or cold, or anything which we are feeling little disturbing in us, that is always there, continuously, that we are having some problem, more or less, and that gives us a warning that you are not adjusted at the proper place. where you need to be adjusted and where there you will not find any difficulty or problems. And that your life is not a agency that you are to go on with problems as is this human body life. May it be another species of life that is unavoidable. There is not arrangement for them. But for the human being, this anxiety is also there that we are to find a perfect life, and that God has also arranged that when we are suffering, then only we will come to know that we need something else which is not now with us. Let it be that if their child has gone outside somewhere and is playing with playmates and is enjoying over there, and then there is some fighting between the playmates, or he is feeling hungry or he is feeling thirsty, then he comes back home crying and shouting in some kind of pains or sufferings, and then the parents take care of him and he is satisfied, and they say, don't go to those naughty children. And they are not for you. They are only your playmates. They have no sympathy and love for you, no responsibility for you. You should understand it. The child also begins to understand little that what I had thought that these playmates are very nice, very wonderful, I will enjoy with them. This was some misunderstanding in me. I tried to enjoy with them, and for some time I enjoyed also, but it was not really possible. I had suffered so hard from them. Now I have also bitter experience of my fault, of my understanding, and now I should try to understand it. But you see that some children still again go back to their playmates and again neglect the parents, and then they are again suffering. Because where there is permanent arrangement of the child for to enjoy no suffering, everything is sympathetic and loving, and all arrangements are there, he forgets that source and goes somewhere else. This is also our case. We also suffer sometimes, and we are having so many problems. But still we do not feel that there is agency where we are to enjoy, there is no suffering at all. And this world is there, it's only of sufferings. This information is all, nobody in this world can say that I have never heard such like information. And God has arranged that this information has to be known to everybody, and it was made possible. And now it is our outlook, how we have responded to this most urgent, most important information. And that in this way, these sufferings or problems which come to us, these are only due to the reason that we are not on the way of life, adjusted somewhere where we are not to suffer. And these sufferings and problems tell us, please now take care that if you go along in the same way as you had been there will be again sufferings. There again are unbearable circumstances for you, and you will go on crying and suffering. Change your way. Don't stay at that place where you are suffering. Try to find some other place which is reserved for you and is also told to you that you will not suffer. And in the end, when we are dying, that is a wonderful occasion that we are now rid of this body which is source of suffering. You see, all these sufferings come through our body, to us. Hunger, thirst, heat or cold, or any disease, any problem, any needs, all these millions of things which are there in the markets. Markets are full of all these substances. They are only to satisfy the body. And still our body is not feeling satisfied. and we feel there is something missing which we need, but it is not available. As the doctors are there, so many doctors are there, so many medicines are there, so many pathies are there. But at some time we find there's no doctor for us, there's no medicine for us, there's no pathy for us, and we are now to die. Nothing is working upon us. Everything is nothingness for us. That we have to understand at some time. And all people go through such systems that any worldly arrangement in which we are living at this time, at some time totally show their hands.